All right, so I'm bringing you one of the best hazard protection builds right now, and you need to make this immediately. Now, note, you're going to see clips through all of this showing you how this build performs in PvP. And when I tell you it is phenomenal, it is phenomenal. Man, all right, so I'm going to say this. Your specialization is your preference, but I advise you guys to run a firewall specialization. Why? Because the firewall specialization gives you an armor kit that recovers 200% of armor and 200% health when you pop it, and also allows you to keep your armor while engaging in a PvP encounter. So you're basically like immune for like 10 seconds. You also get Firewall Tactical Link, which allows allies to deal 10% damage to enemies that are within 10 meters of you, which is great. Phenomenal. Phenomenal, I tell you. Let's get into the build. You need this right now. And I'm going to show you the stats really quickly. So you're sitting at 51%. 51% critical hit chance and 161 critical hit damage on a hazard build. Now, I can get this up to 180 critical hit damage. But since we're using the Catharsis mass here, yeah, this is best in slot on this particular build in today's patch because so many players are running around here with skill builds still. And having the Catharsis mask on a hazard build is phenomenal because you get vicious cycle. Taking damage build stacks to a cap of 30. So to sum that up, the more damage you take, the more damage you're going to be able to dish out, and you're combining that with the Lady Death. The Lady Death is a phenomenal SMG on any build, especially tank builds. Each stack grants 1% weapon damage. Max stacks triggers a purge, removing all stacks and status effects, and then dropping a healing cloud, which restores 5% of max armor for 10 seconds to all allies in the cloud. That 5%, like I always tell you guys, may not sound like a lot, but it is a lot. Like a lot, and it's going to save your life in so many encounters, especially if a dude drop a tier 6 stinger hive on top of you and a burn sticky at the same time. That cloud is going to drop, removing that, and of course you being immune, having that immunity for hazard protection. You're sitting at 80% hazard protection on this particular build. 80%, which is good. So you can't be foamed. Burn duration is not going to last long on you. Stinger hive bleed is not going to last on you as long as you don't stay inside of it. So you're going to be able to get out really quickly, especially with this Catharsis mask removing that status away from you. Really great setup here. So you saw the critical chance, the critical hit damage that we have here. These are the pieces. So as you all just saw, Catharsis mask best in slot, of course, with a critical hit damage mod 12%. We're using 2-piece Seska. With the 2-piece Seska, you get 10% critical hit chance and 10% hazard protection, of course. As you can see, backpack is red, hazard, and 12% critical hit damage mod, and we're using Drilling and Rush on the backpack, which is whenever you are within an enemy, 10 meters of them, you gain 20% bonus armor. We also combine that with Unbreakable. So this is the Seska chest plate here. These are the rolls that we have on it. And what Unbreakable do, it gives you that extra bit of survivability. So if you're face tanking somebody and that purge cloud just dropped the heal and your Unbreakable just proc, you're going to be getting your armor back like crazy. And you're going to be able to DPS them down with this particular build. And this is the setup I advise all you guys to go for. We also got 1-piece Solocob, which is going to give you 10% SMG damage. We also have a crit damage there and hazard. We rolled the armor core to a blue. We also have a Grupo, a Kneepads right here, which is giving you 15% critical hit damage. Oh yeah, hazard protection roll, we rolled that bad boy to armor, as you can see. We also have on 1-piece Y'all, which we're gaining 10% hazard protection, of course. Hazard protection roll there with critical hit damage. This is the setup that you want in this particular build. Now, your skill preference are your choice, of course. I'm using a Defender drone and I'm using Riot Foam. Why I'm using Riot Foam? Because there's a lot of players that run DPS builds with Riot Foams. And to catch them off guard, they cannot foam you because they foam first and then shoot second. But if you can foam them or get out of their foam, yeah, catch them when they're trying to run away from you, that's where that foam is going to kick in and be handy for you. But I hope you guys enjoy the build.